Okay, we're now in the kitchen, or what is going to be the kitchen. Now you've got the fridge freezers in place. Again, these look spanking brand new, not some cast-offs. How did this happen?
That's it. Hate to say it. That was a guest staying at the Hard Rock,
Okay.
Who happened to work for Electrolux.
Right.
Sat with him in the bar and told me what he did, and I told him what I did and said, so what is it you actually manufacture?
Right.
So we were able to get, we actually got a washing machine as well, which is now being used outside.
Okay.
So they said, what do you need? And I said, refrigerators and a washing machine.
Okay.
So Electrolux, straight away, yeah, no problem. He was the financial director.
Oh, again, if you're going to get drunk with someone, make sure it's the financial director.
That's it.
Now, this is the stove that got delivered today, yes?
Yes, that's right. Emmy, who, again, I met at the Hard Rock.
Right.
You'd think I was in there a lot, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I met at the Hard Rock, and she, she then came here, and I showed her around, and she said, oh, so where's the stove? And I said, can't afford one. So she's come from Bangkok today, and she's donated a stove, and she's going to then donate also the cooking table.
Okay.
And she's brought fruit and everything for the children.
Okay.
And she's come
So who's
down.
going to be cooking the food?
The two won't be me.
Okay.
We don't, we want the children to live.
Sure.
So I've got 2 staff who are here all the time. In a total, we have 3 staff.
Okay.
2 staff who are here all the time, and one of the staff will be cooking.
Okay. Okay. So making sort of lunch for the kids?
Yeah, making lunch and dinner as well.
Okay. Now, what time are your staff here in the morning? So 8, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, around 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock.
Okay. So it means that for the labourers who are out there working, it covers pretty much their working day. Yeah?
Yeah, it's supposed to cover their working day.
Right.
There are some who work overtime and don't come back till 9 o'clock.
Okay.
But luckily, the majority of them will come home around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and the children will then go home.
Okay. And I'm assuming that this might happen as well, that for the ones who end up working on, because now the kids have got a sense of community and friends, that if their mum and dad's not coming home till later, then they have friends that they can maybe be with until 9 o'clock.
Yeah, they have. What has happened, which didn't happen, previously, is now all the children are really, really good friends.
Yeah.
The camp is split into 2 sides, well, 4 sides.
Yeah.
And before, the 2 sides, which were the workers' sides, never mingled together.
Right.
And the other 2 sides, which are the managers' quarters, the managers' children didn't play with the workers' children.
Sure.
There was this little hierarchy.
Yeah.
We've got rid of the hierarchy totally, and everybody plays with everybody, and it's really, really nice. One thing that I did find, first of all, when I came, the mental age of a lot of the children was very, very low.
Okay.
And that was because you'd have a 3-year-old looking after a baby.
Yeah.
They have 6 foot by 6 foot space in the houses. The child would be sat in the house all day, baking hot sun, and not having anybody to speak to them. So that genuine, the first communication. The parents are at work, and so you had like 3 and 4-year-olds who really, there's one here now who's 5, and we're really helping him with his speech, but he's more like a 2-year-old,
Right.
and it's nothing to do with mental. It's actual because he's
hasn't
developing.
been
So he's
exposed
not
yet.
been exposed to it.
Yeah. So they're interacting more now as well.
Yes, and we've got 10 babies at the moment as well. So it's. But I'm pleased the kitchens eventually get. I mean, it's all perfectly clean.
It is. It's spotless clean.
Yeah, they're so good.
And the same,
Very good.
you've got 2 toilets as well, and is that a shower room?
2 bathrooms, yeah. And 3 toilets.
3 toilets.
You
okay.
lost one.
Okay, sorry, dropped a toilet on the way. Okay, so you can see it's great work that Tracy's doing, and can you imagine what it was like for the kids before there was this? This was just a patch of ground, and the kids had nowhere to play, nowhere to get to have some fun, and pretty grim stuff. Tracy's going to take us into one of the houses now that's here at the labour camp to give you an insight to really what it was like for these kids, and of course where they have to stay in this baking heat. No aircon here, but okay, Tracy, we'll go and have a look at these houses. Stay tuned. Okay, we're in one of the houses now. Now, Tracy, this is the house, isn't it?
This is actually a deluxe house. This is normally it's 6 foot by 6 foot. This one is one of the supervisors who has got 2 houses.
2 houses.
So he's got 2 rooms, and normally it's all they get is the space we're in now, and that could be for a family of 6.
So this is 6 foot by 6 foot. I don't know if you can have a look here now. So this is it. There's no lounge. There's no windows. No, and there's certainly no aircon. No. 6 foot by 6 foot. Can you imagine a family?
Family of 6.
It just doesn't bear thinking about. And he's one of the fortunate ones because he's supervisor.
Yeah, he's a supervisor, so he has 2 rooms.
Can we have a look through here?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can you come through? And you can see because he has the supervisory capacity, he gets this extra room, which gives them a little place. They've got a young baby, this family, so they're sterilising the feeding for the baby, and they've got room for a fridge. And it has to be said, there's not an awful lot else. So the majority of them just get the 1 room. It's quite special that, it's special that we've been allowed into film, to be honest, but great that they've got the 2 rooms. It's not as hot as I thought it would be. When we were filming this now at just after 4, it's not as bad, but it must get baking hot in here.
It gets extremely hot. I mean, as you notice on this one as well, he's been, he's able to put a wooden ceiling. Yeah. Most of them don't have a wooden ceiling. It's just a tin. Yeah. Just a tin.
So when it rains, it must be a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But this, this lady here, she has a lovely house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's clean. We'd have no problem, sitting on the floor. And I was going to say getting into some somtam, but it'd probably be a beer with you. But then the next thing I know, I'd be doing it in a fridge. But it's humbling stuff, huh?
Yeah, it is. But it's I admire, I admire them, and they're very good to me. I'll walk down and they'll give me a drink or ask me to come and have some food, and I don't really, normally I wouldn't allow anybody to come in and film. You're the first people who I'd say, okay, please, but there's a reason for that. Sure. Because I do need help now. Sure. And I want to show people the reality of how we've been able to help and why the children need the space that they have. Sure. Because if you can imagine, 4 children in here, in 1 room, mum and dad.
Well, I mean, I know that the Thai way that the kids would often sleep with the parents anyway, but I mean, there isn't 1 degree of privacy for anybody. Nobody has their own space. They're all lumped in together, and I know that's the Thai way in many ways. But I've never seen such a small area for a family to live in. It's quite something.
Yeah, and they're happy.
Well, it's great, and they've got their little shrine here where they can pray. It's great. Okay, now you've got this new spanking brand new office, in complete contrast to this. You've got this new office, but it's not quite finished, is it? So let's go and go back into the nursery or community centre or whatever you want to call it, and we'll have a look at this office, and we'll tell you more about Tracy's projects.